Well, it's harvest log, it's day 5 on Friday the 22nd of July. We're back in the grain store, back at Middle Barn. This is our heap of venture winter barley that we've been harvesting for the last 5 days. We got rained off last night about 6:30 overnight probably had 2 mil of rain, so not very much, but just sort of an annoyance factor really. So got going back 2 o'clock this afternoon up on the hills. We finished the winter barley on the hill, and we just got 100, well, just short of 100 acres probably to do down in the Vale on some lighter, sandier ground. So we'll have to wait and see how that sample comes. But I wanted to bring you in here just to give you an example of the barley that we're harvesting this year in comparison to last year. The barley on the left hand side here, which is this one, is SY Venture from Harvest 2015. And for our red tractor and leaf mark assurance, we have to keep samples for about 3 months after the load has left the farm for traceability. So we keep them basically for a year in a big dustbin. So I've dug one of those out from, this was moved on the 15th of August, I think, in 2015. Although it's a little bit paler in colour, which is interesting, the grains are quite a lot bolder, so they've got more starch in them. They're a bigger grain. Whereas this is the sample that we're looking at for this year. It's a little bit brighter in colour, which is interesting. The nitrogens on this, which is to do with the amount of protein that's in the grain, is running at about 1.7. So that's definitely within the specification for Molson Coors. But these grains are quite small. They're very, very thin. There's an example like this little fella here, and that is really to do with the amount of sunshine that the grains or the plants have been exposed to from what we call grain fill, which is the period for barley from the beginning of June for about a month or 5 weeks, something like that. So these plants, they desperately needed sunshine. They need to have green leaves to make the most of that sunshine and actually convert it into grains. So we need to keep the plants healthy, so they can intercept as much sunlight as they can and convert that into something that we can actually utilise. So there's probably about 800 tonnes of barley in here, with any luck, maybe a little bit less. We've got some other bins in the rest of the grain store, which is off this sand and gravel land, and a different variety as well, which we need to keep separate. The fans you can hear in the top are abstracting the air, which is warm, from the heaps of grain. The idea of that is that we need to keep the germination up on these crops. They need to have a germination of at least 98% to qualify for getting into Molson Coors. And one thing that ruins germination or kills the seed effectively is when it gets too hot. And a lot of this grain has been harvested in temperatures over 28 degrees, certainly at the beginning of the week. And it was really warm when it came into store. So these fans have been on all the time. They're blowing, well, they're sucking air out from the bottom of the heap, and then that light in the corner is a fan taking that hot air out of the building and recirculating, trying to get this as nice and cool as we possibly can. So those are running 24 hours a day at the moment, just take the field heat out of the crop. So we should finish winter barley harvest tomorrow. And then we shall have a bit of a break, but we'll do another YouTube tomorrow night, or sometime tomorrow anyway, and we'll see how day 6 progresses. But that's it, harvest log day 5.